Hi, this is Chris Ruspe, Certified Financial Planner and Chartered Market Technician. And today, as promised, we're going to start a new series on the basics of financial planning. I'm excited about this because my goal is to help 100,000 people who don't have a financial advisor. These are young people, these are military veterans, underserved minority groups, whatever, but they're basically people that don't have a financial advisor, maybe won't ever need a financial advisor, and I'm asking for your help in reaching out to these groups by A, if you'll subscribe to my video, and B, if you'll like it and forward it on to a friend. I'd appreciate it, somebody who might benefit from this. The idea of the building blocks is to improve 100,000 lives, and I believe we have over 10,000 views already, so I think we're well on the way. So, yesterday we gave you the great payoff. We didn't make you wait till the end. We gave you the big secret of financial plans in yesterday's video. But today we're going to start right at the beginning, and we're going to use building block number 1, which is have a sufficient rainy day account. Now, a rainy day account should be something that's liquid, and it should be something that's fairly conservative, and it should be based off of your living expenses. Now, these aren't your frivolous living expenses. These are the living expenses that you would have if you were, say, disabled, or if you were, otherwise laid up. And so you can do this one of two ways. You can base it off of your total income and subtract 35% for an estimated tax haircut and for paying yourself first, and then use that as an estimate of what it costs you to live if you have no budget whatsoever. Or the other thing is you could take your monthly budget, living expenses, and multiply that times a factor. Now, how much of a rainy day fund is enough and how much is too much? So you could get away with 3 months of living expenses in certain circumstances, and in other circumstances you should probably have 12 months of living expenses. On the short end, 3 months of living expenses might be perfect if you both worked for a very stable employer in very stable jobs, ones that have literally never had layoffs, and are in high, your job is in high demand, and there's almost no real risk that you're going to be out of work. You might be able to get away with 3 months of living expenses in those circumstances. 6 months is pretty much the typical rule of thumb. And when would, say, 9 months or 12 months be good? Well, if you are a single income household, or if you're a household where one person makes a lot of money and the other person makes much less, then in those cases you might want to have a little larger nest egg built up as a rainy day fund. And if you're in a situation where your work, like in the technology field, where people get laid off right and left anytime there's a recession that comes along and there's no job loyalty at all from your employers, or in situations where you might have a situation where you're earning variable income, you're either self-employed or you're on commission. In those situations, you want to push the envelope. You want to have more money in the rainy day account. Now, here's the other question I get from clients about rainy day accounts. You don't have to have all that money sitting in the bank. It seems like nobody wants to have a balance at the bank anymore because of the low interest rates that banks pay. This is partially their fault because they're greedy and they siphon off a lot of the income that comes in on their short-term loans. But it's also because short-term interest rates are really low. But nobody seems to want to have a huge balance at the bank anymore. And you could certainly have some of your rainy day funds with your financial advisor. Just make sure that those are invested conservatively and that they're liquid at all times. So I think those are your secrets for building block number 1. Building block number 1 is have a sufficient rainy day fund. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to avoid getting into debt, because we know that life happens. things go wrong, refrigerators break, dishwashers break, car engines break, kids need braces. And when those things happen, you'll be able to withdraw from your rainy day fund instead of having to bring up a credit card. You'll pay yourself interest instead of paying the credit card company interest. So that's building block number 1. Building block number 2 is coming. Make sure you subscribe to my videos so that you don't miss any content, or you can go to my website, appliedfinancialwisdom.com, and you can see a page on my website with all my videos so you don't have to search around on social media. And finally, thanks for your help in promoting this. As soon as I help 100,000 people, my goal is to move that up to 500,000 people. So this is our attempt to try and improve the world and give something back. And as always, I wish you good happiness, good health, and good success until the next time we speak. Thanks. Have a good day.